Alright, it is 9:09 a.m. March the 30th, 21, and I actually have a lot of work to do. I think I have to organize the watch lists, and I'm going to be looking at some stocks in particular. I'll be honest, number 5 setups, they're just not working as well as they used to, so I will only consider it if the stock is down something very nice, like at least 30% on the day, ideally 40 or 50. Then I'll be interested in it. And the other one that I will be interested in is LTNC if it becomes a nice setup. It shows that it can drop and spike, but is it going to do one at the market open? I don't know. I think there's a good chance. However, there are some other stocks, GYST, stocks that were up a lot the first day, and I'll be looking at those. I will consider them for a dip buy, but not so much, because they could always just fade away into nothingness, so I have to be very careful with that. I just have to really be tight on cutting losses quickly if it doesn't work out, and if it does, hey, that'll be great. Maybe I'll make a second day. I'm going to be looking through the chat room, and I do like the stocks to trade thing because I can see stocks that are up on the day, OTCs. I had to go through a lot today and yesterday, but I think I'm pretty ready. I just have to play things very cautiously, and as long as I stick with my plan, I think I'll be alright. Alright, it is 9:38 a.m. and GYST is the one I was most interested in since the market opened, because it dropped the best, but the issue is that, again, it was only up one other day. It seems like it could try holding here. The only issue is that we have some big sellers on the ask. We do have support here, which is good, but it just doesn't seem that good. And considering that most number 5 patterns work when the stock is up at least 3 days, this just has only been up one day, even though it's been up a lot. It has to be really perfect for me to want to trade it, and it's just not the case. So I'm not going to trade this one. I think it can bounce back. I'm just worried because it has a lot of big sellers on the ask. But this thing could easily firm up and continue a second run. I don't see why it can't. It could also just fail and fall off a cliff. We do have, though, a lot of support on the bid. The issue again is that there are just these big people on the ask, and I don't know if we'll quite frankly execute them. It could, but I don't know. IMVU did a little spike. I was slow to get into this one, and it didn't spike very much, so, and that would have been the most of it. Again, this one was only up a little better, 2 days, but not too much. PSRU is just not trading with a lot of volume. LTNC is uptrending, at least it's trying to uptrend, so that one was just not a trade. This is a state that I'm in right now. I think this one could easily reverse, but it's just a higher risk trade because it was only up one previous day. Even though it was up a lot, it just seems like a high risk trade. Although it could definitely do a reverse, it could bounce without me. I won't mind that at all. On the main screen, I don't see any stocks that were down a lot for me to be interested. AABB was one of them. It didn't drop too much. It looks like it's doing a fake out double bottom. It could keep, an uptrend, but it could also fail. It doesn't matter. It's not really up that much. So yeah, this is the state that I'm in. I'm gonna keep looking for more setups. This thing could easily reverse, but you see, it just keeps failing. But at some point, it could reverse, but I'm not gonna regret it. Okay, it is 9:50 a.m. Yes, this thing can just continue to drop another penny until it got to the 4s actually, so more than a penny. And it looks like I had a chance to buy at 52. I just didn't do it because this stock didn't seem so nice, and it's just a bit sketchy, but it seems like it's doing it. It's at 55. Would I probably be selling already because it's showing some topping action, and I'm not really good with these. It could keep spiking. It could make a nice run, but I would probably be selling, even if it means it uptrends later, just to play it safe. It's only been up again one other day. IMVU, this one continued right here with a move. It kind of had a spike and then a drop, so it was like a fake out number 5. And it got to the 32s, now at the 37s. This is a pretty nice move. I'm happy to see that it works. And might even try to go green on the day, which would be fine. It would be a great number 5 setup in the future, hopefully. LTNC, I just wasn't here when it started to reverse right here. I saw it a bit later, but even though it's uptrending the way it is right now, it never looked good. It would always show a lot of people on the ask and not so many people on the bid, and then there would just be big green blocks of buying that would push it. So I don't mind missing this one either, because the level 2 wasn't that nice. The price action was okay, but the level 2 just was a bit iffy. But hey, it did it very nicely. It's up 20% on the day today. This thing could continue a run, or it could just fall off a cliff. We'll see. If it drops significantly, or maybe tomorrow, this will be a great number 5 whenever that will happen. And hopefully when it happens, it does it pretty nicely. IMVU looks like it might try to go green again. And GYST, yeah, like I said, I would have sold when it was doing this topping action just to play it safe. This might be all that it could be able to do. Right now I'm going to look for any new stocks that are running up on the day. Nothing else but that. This is at the moment where I'm at. Alright, it is 9:54. Just wanted to make a quick update. Just maybe to boost my ego, I don't know. But GYST, Tim actually bought this stock at, he bought a small size at 49 at roughly 947. So he bought into this candle right here, and it had a big wick. So maybe some people are chasing this trade. Maybe he's in a webinar or something. Yeah, it doesn't matter. But yeah, I had a nice spike from 49 to 56. I guess that's why it started to randomly reverse here, and then it kind of dropped immediately afterwards. Again, it's just not as good as a setup because it was only up one day, even though it was up a lot on that one day. Still provides some kind of a move, but I missed it. I forgot exactly why. I think I wanted to buy at 52 at some point. Would have sold at 56. It's just interesting. I just wanted to note that Tim actually, he bought it. So I guess we're looking at the same setups, which is a good thing. Still don't see anything nice to trade, but I'm still watching. Alright, it is 10:27, and I'll tell you what, I tried dip buying this stock 2 times, I believe, and I got wrecked. Maybe I shouldn't trade this type of stock anymore that's like up on its first day a large percentage. There have been some very nice ones that have a nice spike like this. It has a small drop and then it continues a huge spike and it runs on a day. This was not the case with ADHC at all. On top of that, I had a lot of issues trying to get out of my position several times. I also got confused. I had an order entry and then I had a second order entry. So when I bought shares, I accidentally went back to the wrong order entry box. So I'm literally just going to have one order entry unless I can just absolutely prove myself that I'm really good at it again, that I can have 2 order entries at the same time. Instead of doing that anymore, I'm just going to stick with 1 order entry just so I don't get confused. I'm going to just treat myself like if I have a really low IQ or something like that, just to play it extra safe. In fact, on top of that, if a stock just doesn't go the way I want, I'm going to use the control and then the 2F1, which just closes the position immediately. I'm not going to try to trust myself anymore to mess with the order entry box, at least for a little bit, if the trade isn't going my way. Of course, if it's going my way, I'll be able to do that just fine, but I'm just going to treat myself like a super duper baby, just to play things extra safe, to really just play it more safer than what I should in terms of this. So let's just go over the trade. ADHC was a nice spike. I don't know how much it was up. I think it was up over like 150%. I'm not too sure. And then I started to see a fade. It showed up on the stocks to trade thing as one of the the stock up the most at the time when I was there. And so I have my first buy at 14.6, and that was at 10.12. So right here, I bought right here at 14.6, not the very top, but close, because it was the first green candle. It looked good on the level 2, the buy, and the bid and the ask. It looked nice, but then it immediately didn't look nice. So I tried selling at 14.3, My order just didn't get executed again with Charles Schwab. It's just slow. I just didn't get executed. Maybe I had to be faster, but unfortunately, it just didn't work out. So I had to try again, and this is the first order. So I tried also selling like the using the control and then the two F1 buttons to immediately close the position, but I think I was just in the wrong one, so it didn't go through and I wasn't able to get out at another price. And then I eventually sold the entire position at 13, which really sucked because I wasn't trying to sell there. I was trying to sell at 14.3. It just didn't get executed fast enough. I'm just gonna stick with the when it doesn't go my way. I'm just gonna do the control F1 twice. I'm gonna treat myself like a really big baby, even if I think I can do better and I show myself that I can do better. I'm just gonna play extra safe just to prevent something like this from happening again. And yeah, so I got executed at 13, which is pretty bad. But I tried really hard. It's not like I just then and there wanted to sell. I tried selling much sooner when I saw that it wasn't doing it exactly the way I wanted. I sold 2 minutes later at 10:14, so I bought at 10:12, 13, 14, and I sold here, which wasn't too bad. I sold at right here at 13. Sure, it could have gotten to 13.8, but you don't know that this thing could immediately keep fading. So I definitely got played in this pump and dump. So that's a great lesson. I'm just not going to trade these anymore that are up a bunch and have a quick dip and then they keep spiking. This one completely failed, and that's the type of stock that I did not wanted to fear. And I guess I'll try to look away from stocks that trade like this too, that are very spiky, just to play things as safe as possible. Only in the future when I see myself, oh okay, yeah, this thing, it might be holding support, and then it actually does it and I was right, but of course I didn't trade it. If I do that like 8 times, then maybe I will consider this type of setup again. I have to really show myself that I'm actually doing it right. I'm actually trading according to what I think it is, and I'm consistently right on it, and then I can try trading again. And then if the pattern doesn't work anymore, I don't care, that's fine. At least it prevented me from getting burned again. So then later it looks like it was trying to hold again, and I traded a slightly larger position because it just looked that much better. And let's see, it was at 10:21. Again, the first green candle, because it looked nice. The price action was nice. And then this is when I tried selling at 26. Just after I put the order, like the bid where I'm trying to sell at becomes the ask, and then same with 25. And then this was just a crazy mess because then I was just not able to get my order executed. And this was at 10:23, right? So it was going through this selling action. Very hard to sell when it's trying to hold itself, sure, but it's doing this crazy selling action. So unfortunately that was the case. And then I tried selling at 11.5, and I only had half my position covered, so half of my position was closed. And then I just went ahead and finally, because I didn't get confused with the two order entry boxes, I went ahead and sold with the see as a market order. I went ahead and sold pressing control F1 twice, and I was executed at 11. I don't mind that at all. So again, just to go over, number one, I'm only gonna have one order entry box, not two. I can't believe I was actually stupid enough to confuse the two and to go to the other one that had a different ticker. So I wasn't able to get executed immediately when I tried the quick sell button, the speed keys, because I was just in the wrong order entry box. That's just stupid. If I can't show myself that I can have two of them, I'm just gonna stick with one, and I'm gonna play it extra safe. And if the trade just doesn't go the way I want, easy, I'll just press control F1 twice and I'll just immediately get out. And because I only have one order entry box, it'll be nice and quick. Charles Schwab will have to sell immediately. There's not going to be some kind of a delay, me pressing the order, typing the numbers. It's going to be an immediate sell because it's going to be at market. So it's not gonna, I might not get the best execution if I see that, the bid and ask here is 95 by 97, and then I put my market sell and it sells at 91. Okay, well, maybe I'll think twice about it, but until then, that's the case that it's gonna be. So there's only gonna be one order entry box. If the trade doesn't go the way I want, immediately I'll do Control F1 twice, immediately close the position with a market order, just to prevent any kind of risk of me trying to type in the right numbers or adjust and change order and canceling the order to put the new order. It's just going to be a nice and easy immediate sell, to get out of the position, which will be nice and simple. And number 3, I just won't trade this setup anymore. If I see a stock that's running up huge on the day, that's great. Maybe it'll run again the next day, and then it can prove itself to be a runner for a nice number 5 setup, maybe intraday breakout perhaps, or the next day breakout. So something like that. But this pattern, when the stock is going up on the day and it's having like a big drop, right, and you want to dip buy for the bounce, I'm not going to trade those anymore unless I just keep calling the setups and being consistently right with them to the point that I'm like, alright, well, I can try again. This one just continued the drop and never provided a bounce except for here, when which I got into. I think my entries were fine, absolutely fine, but I've been having an issue with Charles Schwab selling. But I think some of it was my fault, especially when I got the order entries confused. So again, no more of this setup. Only one order entry box, and if the order doesn't go the way I want, the trade isn't going the way I want, immediately cut losses with a market order. So I think that's where I'm going to be right now. Despite this mess, right, had I have still been holding, right, then it would have really hurt when I would have had to have sold in the 9s if I did that. I did try to cut losses quickly, it just didn't happen. Had to cancel my orders a bunch of times. But there's nothing wrong with that. I learned a great lesson from this. I hope I'm going to be better off in the future with this thing in mind. And LTNC eventually cracked this level. It kind of surprised me. I thought it was going to fade again, but it didn't. Instead it broke out. I didn't see it here, but maybe I would have considered buying it, because it cracks this level, bounces, holds it. That would have been a nice move. I just wasn't there for that. I do look forward to dip buying this. This could make a nice morning panic dip buy, if it can do that. IMVU, I haven't really watched it. Not too interested in it. Yeah, it's just there. GYST continued to fade, so I never traded it. Considered it when it started uptrending here at 5.2. Again, would have sold at 5.6, but I didn't get executed there. I didn't trade it, and I don't mind that. Did I try to place an order for that? No, it doesn't seem like it. So yeah, I'm just gonna call it off from right here. We're gonna keep looking at setups, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, it is 10:56 a.m. and I'll tell you what, I feel better. I posted the trades on Profitly, and even though I had those 2 bad trades, it didn't go the way I wanted. I can't get too upset because I did try to get out of the trades immediately. I wasn't like some idiot who bought the stock and like, oh, I think it's gonna bounce from here, the level 2 looks nice, and then it starts to not look nice, right? And I'm like, oh, let's just give it some time, we'll be a little more patient. And then it drops some more, then you're like, alright, it's still not looking so good, but I don't want to sell, I don't want to sell for a loss. And then it drops more, and then you're like, oh shit, I have to get out. I never did that. I tried selling multiple times. Again, I learned a great deal. I will do now the hotkeys, and because I only have 1 order entry box, bam, I can just close a position like that, immediately close a position like that, get out of the trade, and I'll call it a day. So, and I'm not going to trade this setup anymore either. If a stock is up, it's a first day green day OTC runner, I'll buy it if it makes like an inverse head and shoulders. I'll buy if it breaks the day high, multi-day high, multi-week, multi-month, maybe multi-year high. I don't mind those setups, but just a stock that spiked a lot, had a dip, not gonna buy it. Unless it's like an inverse head and shoulders, then it is kind of buying like a dip, but you have a nice level of support at the head of the inverse head and shoulders. So that's a great lesson in terms of that. Even though it didn't work out here, I tried selling, and had I been executed better or faster, whatever you want to call it, it would have been nicer. I can't blame it completely on the broker again, because at one point I tried selling, right, but I was on the other order entry box that had a different ticker, so nothing would have went through. Would have liked the notification, but again, the good thing about trading is that this is all about me getting better, and I can improve and I can keep becoming a better trader. It's not like a relationship where you just can't help the other person no matter what you do, because they are their own person, and some people just only learn on their own. So this is the best part of it all. I can just learn from this, keep going. Obviously it sucks, but it also would have been bad if it were to have spiked and I made a bunch of money and I'd be like, oh, that's so great, but then I learned a bad lesson. And then when it doesn't work, I lose even more, and it shatters me. So, it could have been much worse. Sure, it could have been better too, but overall, I got better just from these two trades. Didn't lose that much because I trade small position sizes just to practice. Even though I traded small, sure, it hurts, but I get better from it, and I learn from my mistakes. Again, I have these new things, only one order entry box. I won't do this setup anymore, and if the setup doesn't go the way I want, immediately sell with a market sell order using the speed keys. I don't think I'll be trading the rest of the day. I'll keep looking. LTNC looks like an uptrending head and shoulders. I might even consider that, but because it's already 1, 2, 3 on the 5th day, and it's already up 30% on the day, it might be kind of scary, so I'll probably miss this one, but it could work out. IMVU, I'm just going to remove it. Just never really liked it. And GYST, I was smart avoiding this trade, even though it provided a small move. Maybe Tim kind of influenced it to do more than what it could, and I even considered buying it, seeing if it could hold this level, but I didn't, because it just seems like a bad trade. There are some really good setups out there like LTNC and some other stocks like that. I'm just not going to dip buy first day green day stocks anymore, unless it's an inverse head and shoulders, and that's all I can do. I can just keep getting better. I'm thankful that I have a business, a job. It's not like this is my only source of income, and I'm trying to make it out there with the money I have in my account. It's not like that. So I'm going to take it nice and easy. It's just me, trading, improving. There's not something that I can't, change. It's all about me. So yeah, I'm just going to call it off here. I think it was an overall good trading day. I learned some great lessons. I look forward to watching this recap too. I think it's a bit wordy today, but I think it's very good in terms of what I learned. Could have been much better, sure, but could have been much worse, and I think overall I just got better. So I think that's a good thing, and yep, I'll keep going at it.